The biggest consequence of the lack of security policy is that users do not know how to react to typical and atypical situations. In a way, we shift the responsibility for the decision onto others. But they can't really make such a call because they do not know the working principles of computer systems. In the slide, you can see one of the older solutions which was created to protect users from a piece of malicious software called a keylogger. Keyloggers track the keys struck on a keyboard and remember the sequence. They act like a virtual copy of a real keyboard. The solution presented here doesn't seem to be thought through. Every security solution must meet two criteria. It must serve the specific purpose, and it mustn't make it harder to use the program or system it's installed on. The purpose of the solution presented in the slide is to prevent a keylogger from tracking a user's keyboard input. This input may then be used to hijack a session, to make online shopping at the user's expense, or to spend users' virtual money. The truth is, however, that this solution doesn't really protect the user from any of these threats. It offers protection against tracking keystrokes only. For example, the computer used to log into MyPay may be infected with malware that doesn't track keystrokes, but is able to hijack the system. So the solution presented in the slide is complicated and yet unreliable. Another example of an unfortunate security solution is a PC smart card reader with a PIN pad. A smart card, or chip card, is based on a digital key which both protects and authenticates the identity of the cardholder. To be able to use the digital key, you need to know the card's PIN number. One manufacturer introduced a small device for personal computers that looked like a credit card reader. The idea was to use the PIN pad, not the keyboard, to enter the PIN number so that the keylogger couldn't record it. Supposedly, it made it safe to use PC smart cards even if the computer was infected with a keylogger. However, the solution was complicated, impractical, and inconvenient. In reality, it failed to eliminate real threats. Actually, to know the PIN number is not enough to attempt an attack. To use a smart card, you have to know the PIN number, but you also have to possess the actual card. Otherwise, the attack is impossible. A security policy should help you to design smart security solutions. Solutions which won't be annoying and inconvenient. For example, a virtual keyboard which requires the user to enter the password by clicking on the symbols with the mouse cursor is inconvenient and will ultimately make the user change the password to a shorter one. So in reality, it makes the system less secure. Recently, as a consequence of the shift in the approach to the issue, computer security has been viewed as a process, or continuum. The security process should consist of at least 4 elements: protect, detect, react, restore. First, you should define the resource you would like to protect. Then, you should detect actions that violate the security policy. Such violations may turn out to be users' errors or real attacks. You also have to react accordingly. Remember that a system is never secure. It can only be protected to a certain extent. You have limited time to take action. If you use it properly, you can counter a successful attack or even completely stop it. If you fail to use the time you have, all you will be able to do is record the attack. The last element of an effective security process is recovery strategy. What you can do to restore the system after a failure or an attack. The goal of the security process is not to guarantee that the attack is impossible. Sooner or later, the attack will occur. Thanks to a security process, you will be able to detect it. Bruce Schneier, who is a computer security guru and a data encryption expert, used to say security is a process, not a product.